Are you getting bored of the same cooking routines? Well, here's a way to give your palate an adventure without ever leaving home. Joining us today is food blogger and author Rinku Bhattacharya, who is here to share a recipe from her newest cookbook, Spices and Seasons. Nice to have you back here.
Thank you for having me.
Before we get cooking here, tell me a little bit about what we can find in Spices and Seasons.
Spices and Seasons is a seasonal Indian cookbook, so it basically focuses on using Indian spices with local produce. It's the recipes are hopefully simple and accessible. It's things that you can cook up every day.
Easy.
Easy, yes.
Are we appetizers, main dishes,
it's
desserts,
a whole collection.
a little bit of everything?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And lots of spice inserts to tell you all about the flavors.
Very good. Well, what are we going to make today?
We are going to make a tempered zucchini dish with yogurt. Zucchini is now in season, so what we are going to be doing is really infusing the zucchini with a few whole spices, then tossing it up with yogurt, sprinkling pine nuts, and having it.
And what part of India does this come from?
This is mostly from Eastern India, but really the spices are very basic, so it's something you'd see in houses all over India. It's commonly made with eggplant. I've adapted this to use summer squash.
And what are the typical Indian spices that we taste or that we see?
I have my favorite set of 7 that I start out with. I mean, that is cumin, coriander, turmeric, cayenne pepper, and ginger and garlic.
Very good.
And I love cilantro, so I throw that into it.
All right, well, let's get cooking. I see you've already kind of sliced up the squash and the zucchini, right? And a little olive oil in the pan.
Right. And I've been heating the oil, so if it's hot enough, when I add the mustard seeds, we should see some crackling action.
Okay.
Almost there.
Oh, it's getting there. There's a little bit of a sizzle there.
Yes.
So you start off with mustard seed, and that's readily available in any
it's
grocery store?
readily available in any grocery store. If you absolutely don't have it, you could use cumin seeds.
Okay. What's going in next?
The cumin
The cumin
seeds,
Okay.
yes.
Very good. Now, Rinku, I understand that you write a blog also, Cooking in Westchester. What can we find on that?
Recipes like this, you'll hear a lot of garden stories. My husband's an avid gardener, so a lot of the cooking that I do is from our backyard.
Oh, how great that is. What are you growing this summer?
Oh, a whole bunch of things. We do have squash.
You do?
Tomatoes, a whole bunch of herbs, broccoli,
Very nice.
kale,
All right.
spinach.
So this is kind of frying up a little bit, right?
Right.
All right. And what goes next?
Next is we'll be adding curry leaves. It's a very fragrant leaf. You can actually smell it. Slightly citrusy.
Where do you get this?
This you would need to go to an
I've never smelled anything like this before. Oh, it's delightful. Is this going right in here?
Yes, yes. I mean, this actually, I'm waiting for the mustard to get, as you can start hearing it. Yes, you can do just that. You can tear it up if you want.
Okay.
And yes.
Put it on in?
Yeah.
All right, we'll put it in. Cooking with steam now.
Yeah. And
the squash goes in. Now, would this be a main dish, an appetizer?
An appetizer. Again, you know, it could make a light meal by itself on a hot day. It's up to you.
How long have you been cooking?
Oh, I think now forever.
Your whole life? Where did you get all your recipes from? Did you grandma
A
or
lot
mom?
of them are adapted, but I think I first started cooking in my grandmother's kitchen. Actually, I used to really hang around a lot with her and watch a lot of what she did. And I think that helped when I started cooking myself.
Sure.
So what we really are doing here is coating the zucchini with the spices. If your squash is fresh, you really just need to cook this for 2 or 3 minutes.
Oh,
you
it's
can
quick
cover
then.
it. Yes, yes. You don't want it mushy. So what you are really doing is what we call tempering. You're infusing the flavors of the spices into the squash. I add in a little turmeric for color.
Okay.
You can add more if you want. a little bit of cayenne pepper for heat.
That's going to give it a kick, right?
Yes, and you know, the cayenne and salt is very personal. If you like it spicy, you can add more. If you like it a little less so.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that's going to cook up, and then assuming you serve it with the yogurt sauce.
Right.
It's just plain yogurt.
It's just plain yogurt. A little bit of salt added to it.
Okay, very good. And then top it with the cannoli nuts.
Yes.
All right. Well, we're going to.
And a little bit of cilantro.
Very nice. What a great dish.
Yes.
It comes together very nicely. It's
And
easy.
you can add any vegetable really of your choice. So if you want in fall, you can roast beets, slice them up and do the same thing.
All right. Well, Rinku, we are going to taste this at the end of the show. Thank you for cooking for us. And where can we find your cookbook?
You can find my cookbook in most stores. You can find it online on barnesandnobles.com or Amazon.
Spices and Seasons. Thank you for being here.